NFL is going to regret this. This has to be a troll. There is just no way Lamar Jackson is the 69th best player in football. 1 year ago, he was voted the second best player in the NFL by his peers, and today he dropped 67 spots to go to number 69 on the NFL Top 100. Whether you are a Ravens fan or not, one question has to be asked. Are there really 68 better players than Lamar Jackson in the NFL? I do not think that there is 68 better players than Lamar Jackson. And if history has taught us anything, and every time people start to doubt Lamar Jackson time and time again, that's exactly why this ranking isn't just disrespectful, but one that the NFL will simply regret due to what Lamar Jackson is going to do with this fuel from such a bad, and horrid ranking that came out earlier today. But before we get into the Ravens Digest and all the information that we are providing you guys, we need to discuss something really important. Now, our friends at Bengals Digest just hit 5,000 subscribers, hit their goal. We cannot allow Bengals Digest to take over the Baltimore Ravens Digest. There is no way simply why the Bengals team should have more subscribers than the Baltimore Ravens team. If the Ravens are the better team and you believe so, what are we doing wrong? It is completely free. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can crush all of the fans that are supporting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase over our almost three-time MVP. It is completely free. Hit that subscribe button. You guys will not regret it. And we're providing Ravens videos and updates every single day. You guys are not going to want to miss out on it at all. Now, what does the number 69 actually mean? Forget the number for a second. Think about what it actually represents. This isn't just saying that Lamar Jackson had a down year in 2025. This isn't just saying another quarterback had a better season than Lamar Jackson last year. This is saying that 68 players are better than Lamar Jackson going into 2026. Not quarterbacks, players. This means edge rushers, wide receivers, safeties, centers, corners, running backs, everybody. Everybody in the NFL, apparently, 68 of them are better than Lamar Jackson on the football field. Can you honestly sit down and let me know 68 players that you would rather build your football team around than Lamar Jackson? I can't. And even if Lamar isn't your number one player, I can completely understand that. And even if he's not your top 5 player, I can completely understand that. But outside of the top 60 makes absolutely no sense for Lamar Jackson, especially due to the resume that Lamar Jackson has built up over the past few years. The resume speaks for itself. But to elaborate on this point even more, one screenshot that I saw today purely summed up how ridiculous the conversation about Lamar Jackson has gone over the past few days, and let alone specifically earlier today with the release of the top 100 with Lamar Jackson at 69. First Take had ran a segment and it asked whose starting job is more on the line, Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson. Seriously, how are we even entertaining this conversation? We are talking about a quarterback who has won 2 MVPs, who has been voted a All-Pro 3 times, who has completely changed the way defenses approach running quarterbacks, and now people are questioning whether his starting job is in danger. This is not analysis. This is not clickbait. This is pure disrespect. Lamar Jackson isn't fighting to keep his job. Lamar Jackson is the Baltimore Ravens starter for the future, and the Baltimore Ravens would be highly disrespectful to not extend Lamar Jackson for a longer period of time. As we know, he's chasing another Super Bowl, and he's also chasing another MVP. And this is what we are looking for Lamar Jackson to have that capitalist year that we know he is going to have. People love comparing stats, whether it's passing yards, completion percentage, but Lamar's value has never just been purely based on numbers. It is what he forces defenses to do. Every defensive coordinator every week asks, how do we stop Lamar Jackson? Whether it is a quarterback spy, edge rushers that are disciplined, linebackers who can't over pursue him, blitz packages, different coverages, but the one mistake is that Lamar can turn these 20-yard plays into 40-yard touchdowns. And there are very few players in football who can completely change an opponent's game plan before kickoff. And this is something that Lamar Jackson does on a week-to-week basis. This is why calling him the number 69th best player in football feels absolutely ridiculous. And not to flex, this is why I had to wear the Lamar Jackson jersey today, obviously, because it is that serious of a topic. Now, We have seen this story before with Lamar Jackson from people telling him to switch positions, that he is not bad for a running back. Remember draft night. They said he couldn't even throw, let alone become a franchise quarterback, and he won MVP. After he won MVP, people said he can't win MVP again, so he won another MVP. Then he questioned if he could win from the pocket, and then he pursued and started winning from the pocket. And then they said Lamar can't throw, Lamar can't run. And what did he do? Put up a 40 touchdown season with less than 5 interceptions. It feels like every stage in Lamar Jackson's career has dealt with him being doubted. And almost every time he has been doubted, he has answered these doubts and these concerns. As far as Lamar Jackson and another ranking that had came out today, basing him with the other quarterbacks in the league, Lamar Jackson was ranked the 5th best quarterback in the league by NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. Josh Allen at number 1, Patrick Mahomes at number 2, Matthew Stafford at number 3, Joe Burrow at number 4, and Lamar Jackson at number 5. This specific analyst said that I really didn't respect the passing game as much before in his career, but the last time we played him, he was much better. He can dice you up, coming from an NFL defensive coach. Now, this NFL defensive coach, I don't know who specifically this is or where this information is coming from, but obviously, as we know, Lamar Jackson's game as a passer has done nothing but evolve over the course of the couple years that he has been invested into the Baltimore Ravens organization. Now, the passing game of Lamar Jackson isn't something that has just spawned out of nowhere. Lamar Jackson's passing game has always been there, and his mechanics have gotten seemingly better throughout the year. But to act as if Lamar Jackson has always been purely a running quarterback and purely in a read option situation is purely false and purely blasphemous. Lamar Jackson has always had that ability if you have watched him since his days at Louisville, and even in these early years in 2019 with him building the trajectory of his NFL career. Lamar Jackson is a very elite quarterback in multiple ways, and it is absurd that his game gets questioned to the degree that it does on a need-to-need basis. Usually the criticism for Lamar Jackson specifically is coming from other fans or TV shows or social media, but this time specifically in the top 100 rankings, it is purely based on the players with a player voting system. Because the same players that are talking about Lamar Jackson in this way are the same players that know how difficult it is to prepare for Lamar Jackson on a day-to-day basis, and still somehow he is the 69th top 100 player in the NFL, which is completely unlikely and completely false. Now, here is why I think this is exactly what Lamar Jackson needs going into the 2026-2027 season, because Lamar has always played his best football when people count him out. He doesn't argue, he doesn't go and tweet, he doesn't go on podcasts, he just simply plays football. He is just simply being Lamar. Every workout this offseason, every practice, every meeting, now Lamar Jackson knows that he was ranked 69th in the entire NFL after being the number 2 regarded player in the top 100 last season. And this is purely motivation that tells us, and if history tells us anything, this is very dangerous for Lamar Jackson and gives Lamar Jackson everything that he needs to be able to capitalize going into this upcoming season. But the scariest part about this isn't even his rankings, that this has happened before, I believe, one of the biggest seasons of Lamar Jackson's career. As we've talked about on previous videos of Ravens Digest, the Baltimore Ravens are built this season to compete for a championship, and the expectations are sky high for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, your franchise quarterback has something personal going into this season with this such low ranking, and now he has something to prove, and this ranking might give Lamar Jackson exactly what he needs to be able to have that insane season and another MVP caliber season. Now, fast forward going into this upcoming season, imagine Lamar stays healthy, imagine Baltimore is back on the top, and imagine Lamar is once again in MVP conversation. Nobody is going to remember who finished in the rankings of 37 to 60. Everybody is going to remember one singular thing. Super Bowl winning quarterback Lamar Jackson went into the season being ranked 69th in the entire league, and people are going to simply ask, how did we believe that there were 68 better football players than Lamar Jackson? This isn't really purely about rankings. It is also based on the respect. You don't have to believe that Lamar Jackson is the best player in football. You could think he's a running back. You don't even have to think he's the best quarterback. But if you're simply telling me that there are 68 better players that you would rather have on your team than Lamar Jackson, I am not buying it at all. And if history has shown us over and over again, Lamar Jackson always gets doubted and he always responds. So if I were the rest of the NFL, I'd be purely hoping that this ranking was just a ranking. Because if it becomes fuel for Lamar Jackson, it is over for the NFL. Now, let me know down below in the comments what you guys believe about Lamar Jackson. This 68th, I can't even ask you to tell me if the 68 to 69 ranking is blasphemous, because we already know that it is a very shocking ranking coming from a former 2 to 3-time MVP. Let me know what you think Lamar Jackson's ranking should have been. Did you see him in the top 10, the top 15, the top 5 even? And also make sure to comment, like, and let us know your thoughts on this situation involving Lamar Jackson. It is a crazy topic that is being discussed today, and falling from number 2 to 69 is not one thing that we can just let sweep under the rug. Now, we'll see you on the next episode of Ravens Digest. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and again, we have to beat out Bengals Digest. You guys make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you on the next episode of Ravens Digest.